Okay, welcome everybody to Gaming with Uncle Greg. Today we're going to play through the full game of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, one of my favorite games from Nintendo on the Switch. And before we start, please like and share and follow. I'd really appreciate it, and I hope you like this channel. This is a pretty long opening scene that I'm going to let play out, but I'm going to put markers throughout this video, so if you want to skip ahead, you can. But I'm going to let all these scenes play through the first time.
This strange gloom keeps getting thicker. We've been descending for a while now. These tunnels are deeper than I thought. What could be down here? People have been falling ill after coming into contact with the gloom drifting through these caverns. Though here it seems almost misty and not concentrated enough to harm us. We'll keep going, with it coming up from beneath Hyrule Castle. We do not know what waits below, so we need to be ready for anything. But I know I'll be okay with you, Link. Let's go solve this mystery. Huh?
The Master Sword. It must be sensing something. I knew he had reason for concern. Ever since the end of the calamity, the castle has fallen into neglect. But I never could imagine anything like these tunnels were hiding here. We must be careful as we move deeper. Now, I have no idea why she talks some of the time, and then the rest of the time we have to read, but I'm gonna read it for you. Link, look here. These are ruins from an ancient civilization. Wait, something is written here. Might these ruins be from the Zonai? Also, I can't do her cute English voice, so... Oh, look at this. These carvings. I'm sure they're Zonai in origin. I've seen designs like this in my studios. The Zonai are said to have lived long ago in a time of the earliest legend. They possessed godlike powers and had a prosperous civilization in the sky. Many history books tell us about the Zonai, but none give us a full picture. Much is still unknown about them. Those statues there. Is this what the Zonai looked like? They seem so different. How did the ruins from the civilization in the sky end up beneath the castle? It looks like the path ahead goes even deeper. Let's continue, Link. I'm trying to continue, man. You keep stopping us. Alright, we're gonna take out these keys, which are basically what they call bats here.
You're not hurt, are you, Link? Look at these murals. The written histories of the royal family include stories of a great war fought long ago. It was a conflict between allied tribes and someone only ever referred to as the Demon King. Is it possible? Do these murals depict the same legend? This is similar to the statues we saw earlier, a Zonai. And these figures look like Hylians. This depiction certainly suggests that the Zonai descended from the heavens. It is said that my ancestors, the first of Hyrule's royal family, were born from a union with gods who had descended from the heavens. These murals tell a similar story, and if they are accurate, then the gods mentioned were the Zonai. They must have forged a relationship with the Hylians of that time, working together to establish the Kingdom of Hyrule. This figure, he seems to be stealing something of incredible power from the young kingdom. This all aligns with what I've read during my studies. And then this, it shows the Demon King. And a fierce battle against him. If the creature depicted here really does represent the Demon King, then... Oh. Incredible! This mural must be the Great War recorded in the royal histories. This is the imprisoning war, and the events that led up to it. Link! This is a huge discovery! All right then, now to use this invention of Pura's. I'm glad I didn't leave it behind. It's so easy to record. You point it and click. Oh. Oh, it looks like the rest of the murals are obscured. Oh. Just what is this place? Maybe we'll find more answers farther ahead. Link, let's keep moving deeper.
What is this place? Let's continue, Link, but we must be extremely careful.
What is that?
Ah, she's talking again.
seals the darkness. The blade that shatters so easily against my power cannot save you from me. Zelda. You who carries that fragile sword. A Link. Rauru placed his faith in you. And that was all you could do.
How do you know our names?
Link, finally you wake. I've heard a great deal about you from Zelda. Your wounds were severe. I am relieved to see you escape death. Your arm, however, was beyond saving. I had to replace it, lest the injury endanger you further.
Okay, so very similar to Breath of the Wild. We wake up in this room of awakening and we're a little disoriented. We don't have an arm anymore. Some being gave us his brand new arm because ours was destroyed by the Demon King. And we can see our Master Sword over there. And yeah, so we're just going to proceed and grab our Master Sword. And unfortunately, it's degraded and beat up from the damage from the Demon King. So it's the decayed Master Sword we get. It's the first weapon we get. Now, there's not a lot to look for right now, because I love exploring. That basically shows you how to use a weapon. We already know that. We use the Y button. So we're just gonna cut through these vines and get to the next room. And then we're gonna see this terminal here, which we're gonna activate. Okay, so there's really nothing to explore in this room here, so we're just going to go straight through the doors. And there's a little sort of landing pad here that we can jump off of into the water. So that's a new thing in this game. You hit A to jump into water. And we do this a couple of times, each time a little higher up. You can see we have a stamina wheel there whenever we're swimming or climbing or running. And we have limited stamina, so you have to be careful. If you use it up while you're swimming, you'll drown. If you use it up while you're climbing, you'll fall. So we're going to climb up here, and we're going to come across another landing. This one a little bit higher up from the water. We're going to jump down. And then one more, even higher. And basically what they're trying to show us here is that we can jump into water from any height and we won't be hurt. So it looks like there's a chest over here. We're going to grab it. I think it's our first piece of clothing. Yeah. Archaic legwear. And yeah. You just hit the plus button and we can basically put those on, equip them. And now we have a 1 defense, which isn't much, but it's better than nothing. Alright, so finally emerging to the outside. And we're way up in the sky now, which is a little confusing because we're in the basement of the castle. But here we are way up in the sky. We have a new arm and it's asking us to jump once again. And we can't really see the water, but we're going to jump. And this is sort of the... Okay, now the game takes over and this is sort of the intro to Tears of the Kingdom. So you're not going to be able to control your Link until after this intro, and then we're going to get control back and we can glide down and land in the water. Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. Okay, so now we get control back and we can just use the R to either speed up or just glide right into the water. And I'm just going to swim over to this lily pad so I can restore some of my stamina. Got to really pay attention to that, especially at the beginning when you're swimming, climbing. Okay, so we're just going to come over here, run down the stairs, and you're going to notice on our left there's going to be a tree branch glowing, kind of shimmering. And we're going to grab it. That's going to be our first weapon, and this shows us how to access it. So even though it's just a tree branch, it's going to be our weapon. We have the decayed master sword, and a tree branch now. But we're gonna run around and we are gonna grab everything we can that's sort of shimmering, and we're either gonna use it as a weapon or as food. So here's another tree branch, and yeah, it's just really important at the beginning that you grab everything, because we come to this island and all we have is a pair of pants and whatever we can grab to survive. So there's some mushrooms, another tree branch. And here's some apples. And here's an enemy. Here's our first enemy. It's basically, these are called constructs. They're sort of like these ancient robots. And they give us a few things. Zonai charge and a soldier construct horn. And these things we can use later, but they're really important to grab them all. We can use them as weapons later and as fuel. And so at this point, we're just going to continue to grab everything we can. There's some apples on this tree. I'm going to grab them. And yeah, just take a look around as you go. Yeah, there's a little section over here where I think there's something for us. A wooden stick, our first real kind of weapon. That's not a tree branch. I'm going to switch to that, I think. And this shows us like the strength of each weapon. And I'm going to drop that because it was about to die. Whenever it's flashing red, that means it's going to die. Or it's going to break. Another tree branch. So we're just going to move along this path that's sort of laid out for us. And kind of grab anything that's on the way. And now we're going to come over to this little guy who is a different type of construct. These are called steward constructs. And they're here to sort of help us. Link, I've waited for you. Princess Zelda left something for you in my care. This is the Purapad. I am told it's an invaluable tool that will provide you with direction. Conveniently looks like the Switch. So we received the Purapad, which we're going to use throughout the game to navigate and do all sorts of things. That's how you open it up to see the map. I've received it from Princess Zelda. I have now passed it on to you. My records indicate that Princess Zelda is waiting at the location marked on the map. My message has been delivered. Where am I? We stand in the Garden of Time. The Temple of Time is visible from here. It was used in the distant past. Many rites and ceremonies of the kingdom were held there. But no more. Now it is a lonely place. No one visits. Okay, so our first quest is to find Princess Zelda at the Temple of Time. If we open up our map here, we can see where we're standing. And then we can see that glowing yellow orb. That's at the other side there. That's the Temple of Time, and that's where we need to go. If you look at the adventure log, it sort of tells us directions on what our quest is and the particulars around the quest. So we're going to head there now. As you can see, there's all these different islands, and we're way up in the air, so we can't jump down. We sort of have to work our way across very, very cleverly to not die. First, we want to hit this terminal, activate it, and that's going to activate like this stone bridge that connects our part of the island to that little island over there. Okay, so now we're going to cross over. And these little dead constructs, they're not active, but they'll give us a zone A charge if we go up to them. So it's always important to get as many of those as you can as you're going about the game. Let's grab all these apples. We're definitely going to need meals to restore our hearts very soon. So let's talk to this construct. Hello, you seem to be new here. Be wary of soldier constructs as you travel this way. Soldier constructs are those of us given strict orders to protect the island. The Zonai who created us directed them to eliminate trespassers. They will consider you a trespasser too. You must treat them as a serious threat. Allow me to offer unsolicited advice. It's crucial to maintain a proper distance and target your opponents. Swinging haphazardly will not yield results. You may practice targeting on me if you want, but please do not actually attack. So basically he's telling us that if we use our ZL button, it will help us focus our attacks on the enemy that's in front of us. So we hold the ZL button, and then we can swing our weapon, and yeah, that's basically our first lesson in combat. Let's go back up here and see if there's any goodies for us. Yeah, there's a wooden stick. And now it's showing us if we want to throw our weapon, we can use the right button to hold it up in the air and throw it. Basically, hold it up in the air, you see these little crosshairs, and when you release it, it'll throw it wherever those crosshairs are pointing. Alright, so we're gonna go over to this platform here and jump down into the water below us and start heading to the Temple of Time. And we're gonna come across our first animals on this island, and that's the hut-footed frog, which we're gonna learn how to cook into a meal later, and it basically makes us, gives us extra speed in running and swimming and things like that. Alright, so let's take a look at the map and just see which direction we're going in. Yeah, it's sort of straight ahead in order to get to the Temple of Time. So we'll just keep going straight. And now I see another construct over there. And you can see the little red beam that's emitting from them. That's how you know it's an enemy. And I'm going to go take them out. And grab all those parts, of course. Grab this mushroom. And then we'll just keep heading down this path towards the Temple of Time. I think we're going to be coming across a few more enemies on the way. Let's see. You may practice targeting on me if you want, but please do not actually attack. So basically he's telling us that if we use our ZL button, it will help us focus our attacks on the enemy that's in front of us. So we hold the ZL button, and then we can swing our weapon, and yeah, that's basically our first lesson in combat. Let's go back up here and see if there's any goodies for us. Yeah, there's a wooden stick. And now it's showing us if we want to throw our weapon, we can use the right button to hold it up in the air and throw it. Basically, Hold it up in the air, you see these little crosshairs, and when you release it, it'll throw at wherever those crosshairs are pointing. And I'm just going to drop a couple of these sticks so I can grab this club here. Alright, and just keep heading down the path towards the Temple of Time. Now, over here is a friendly construct. And basically, he's going to teach us how to roast food by the fire. Now I'm going to grab this toasty sky shroom. Alright, so I'm just going to skip ahead, and I'm going to show you how to roast things by the fire. And what you want to do is go into your materials. And we have some apples and we have some sky shrooms. And you see how much energy they give you. An apple gives you a half a heart. A sky shroom gives you a quarter of a heart. We're going to grab 5 apples because you can hold up to 5 items at a time. And I'm going to throw those not on the fire, but right next to the fire. And after a few seconds, you're going to notice that they're going to change from apples to question marks. And that basically means it's turned it into something new. So it basically is giving us baked apples now. And each apple is now worth 3/4 of a heart instead of a half a heart. So obviously roasting them is better. Yeah, see, it's worth 3/4 of a heart. So let's do the same thing with our sky shrooms. We're going to grab 5 of those. We're going to throw those by the fire. And when we're done roasting them, they're going to give us more hearts than if we let them stay raw. There you go. So now they used to be worth 1/4, and now they're worth a half of a heart. So let's fry up the rest of these. We can combine them if we want to. And we'll just collect the rest of those because we're going to need as many hearts as we can get as we go along our adventures on this island, on Great Sky Island. So let's go to the Temple of Time. This is what our first main quest is. And as we get up here, there's an enemy to take out. Now, when they have a shield, the pattern is you basically have to hit them 3 times, and then the shield moves away from them, and then you can actually cause damage. So the first 3 hits, they block you with their shield. Oh, and sometimes they spin like that and almost kill you. All right, let's eat some of our shrooms. All right, let's try this again. 3 hits, and then the shield goes to the side, and then we can cause some damage. All right, let's grab all the parts. And we got our first shield. So this tells us how to use it by holding the ZL button, the same button that we use to focus on an enemy. And we got a rusty broadsword, which is the strongest weapon we've gotten so far. And if you hit the Y button, it'll put them in order of strength. So I'm going to equip this sword. And let's keep heading up to the Temple of Time. Okay, so it looks like there's a special front to this door here, a terminal here. Let's try to open the door. Oh, can't open the door.
That door will open only to those with sufficient power. I'm sorry. I did not intend to startle you. It was I that spoke to you earlier. That arm originally belonged to me. I am Rauru. Forgive me for appearing to you in this manner. Unfortunately, no longer have a physical form. In any case, that arm should allow you to open this door. It seems to have lost the power to do so. You might be able to restore it, but you would need to enter a place filled with sacred light. Ah, of course. Why not visit the shrines on this island? The shrines. Yes, I'm sure they are the key.
Okay, so we just met Rauru, who gave us the arm, and he's one of the Zonai spirits, and he basically told us that we've got to go to this shrine over here. And I think it updated our adventure log, our quest here. So instead of finding Princess Zelda, we actually have to figure out how to open the closed door. So that's our upgraded mission here. And in order to do that, we basically have to go to these different shrines and get blessings of light. And that will give the arm enough power so we can open the door. So we can see that the shrine is right over there. We're just gonna try to head to it. We've got to be careful though, because we're not able to jump that far without getting hurt. So we have to sort of jump incrementally down and to get over there. And I'm just going to grab everything on the way. Oh, and here's another enemy. And we're going to take him out because we're going to get our first bow and arrow. I'm going to grab all the parts, and we got some arrows. And we're going to get our first bow. And basically, it's going to show you that in order to use the bow, we want to use the ZR button. And once we hit the ZR button, all we have to do is aim. And it shows us how many arrows we have left. And you basically aim and let go, and it'll go wherever those little crosshairs are. So we've got another construct enemy over here. I think I'm going to take him out. I'm breaking a lot of weapons here. Okay, grab his wooden stick. And let's keep heading over. Basically have to go up there. So we have to cross over this water here. Go up the stairs. Alright, and there's a break in the stairs here. So we're going to climb up and over. And I'm going to grab these. This is a rush room. And when you cook that in a meal, it will actually give us extra speed in climbing and swimming. Alright, we're going to jump over here and keep going up the stairs. Now you're going to notice that there's some wooden planks over here. They're left for us. We can't do anything with them right now, but we will be able to once we're done with this shrine. Alright, same thing with these stairs. We're going to climb up over and get to the first shrine, the Ukouh Shrine. So that activates the shrine, and it's going to open up a door for us to go in. So let's look at the map and see where we are here. Up in the northwest corner. And we're going to be greeted by Rauru, who has something for us.
Ah.
Okay, so we received the Ultrahand from Rauru.
Hmm. Hmm.
In order to activate it, you just hit the left button. All right, the ability to create. So Rauru just gave us our first power, Ultra Hand. And if you activate it by hitting the L button, you'll see that things highlight orange that we're able to manipulate and put together and move. So we're going to grab this by hitting A. And then we're going to move it around and make a little bridge for ourselves. But you can move it up and down, left and right. If you use the R button, you're also able to turn it at a different angle it up and down, spin it around. But we're just going to place it over here, and you can see where it highlights, and we know where we're going to drop it. By seeing those highlights, we know where it's going to place down when we let go of it. So we're going to make a bridge for ourselves and go across. Now, this chasm is a little too big for us to do with one of them. So now we're going to use the second part of Ultrahand, which is gluing things together. So we can grab these two, move them close to each other, and then we're allowed to glue them together to make one long bridge. And you'll see when they get close to each other, it shows you where it's going to glue it. And once you're ready, you just hit A, and it will attach it. So we're going to take this and move it over, and we're going to make another bridge for ourselves. Okay, and that little sound lets you know that you did it right. So the shrine's telling you, okay, you got to the next section, you did good. So now we're going to use this same bridge, and I'm going to go up here, angle it, and get this chest. And keep in mind, there's so many different ways to do this. This is the way I'm doing it. You can make different objects to get up there your own way. That's the awesome thing about the ability, is that there's so many possibilities. You get to use your mind and your imagination and build whatever you want. So in this next section, they left us a big piece of board and some hooks. And then you can see there's this railing that goes across to the shrine. But in order to get over there, I have to make something that I can hook on there and glide across. So we're going to take this giant board. We're going to grab it. We're going to put it down. And then you'll notice there's a couple hooks over there. One of them is hanging there. It's glued. So I just wanted to show you, when you see that green sort of glue between two objects, that means that we can break it apart if we want to by shaking it back and forth. All right, so I'm going to glue this hook to the board, and then I'm just going to bring it up and put it on this railing, and we're just going to ride it across to the shrine. And we just run over and we activate the terminal. Now I'm going to let this play through in real time because it is our first shrine. I want you to see how everything happens. So basically, they give us this light blessing when we finish the shrine, and it gets imbued into the arm, and it gives us more power, and it also heals the gloom that is still in the arm from the Demon King. So we get our first light of blessing. Okay, so Rauru basically explained to us how to use our scope and our pins. And you just press down on that right toggle and it will open up your Pura pad, and then it'll give you sort of a telescope so that you can look around. And so we're going to find these shrines, and then if you hit the A button, it will put a marker. So there's one that was right across from us there. And that's going to show us where it is on the map. So that's where the first one is that we have to get to. That would be shrine number 2. And then there's another one right over there. Shrine number 3. So we're going to mark those on our map and take a look. And so I want to head to the red marker first. And then we'll head to the purple marker. And there's a reason for doing it in that order. And what I also like to do is I like to use markers to sort of help me figure out the route in which I want to get somewhere. So we can use them to visually mark things like we did, but we can also just go to the map and place markers to basically tell us which direction we need to go into first in order to navigate, like on this particular place, to navigate these different islands, which are all different sizes and shapes and heights, you know. So I'm going to map my way across. You can map your way across using the markers. This is the way I'm going to go. I'm going to make my way over to this giant lake. And then we'll eventually get to the shrine. So this helps me figure out which direction to go in to start with. So we're going to go down these stairs. And you remember that down here there was some wood left for us. And now that we have Ultrahand, we're going to put it together and make a bridge for ourselves to go over to this other section. I'm going to grab these apples, and then I'm just going to keep heading towards the markers that I laid out there. And I'm going to be careful over here because there's some great heights, so we're going to incrementally jump down just so we don't hurt ourselves. And I'll grab these apples. I'm going to do lots of stopping and grabbing of things. Now Rauru's over here. And he's all over the island in different places just trying to help guide us. Basically telling us a little bit more about the constructs. Alright, let's go over here and grab these piles of wood. We can make fires with those. And this construct here is basically going to teach us how to chop a tree. So instead of talking to him, I'm just going to show you. We're going to grab this axe here that they left for us. And then you just go over and chop the tree. 2 or 3 hits should do it. And then if you chop it once more, it will give us some firewood. So you can either use it as a log, or you can chop it some more and then use it as firewood. So this is where we need to cross. And you'll notice that there's no way for us to get across right now. So we have to build ourselves a little bridge. And I'm just going to use these logs over here to do that. So I'm going to take 2 of these logs and put them together side by side. I'm going to come over to these 2 logs and do the same thing. And then I'm going to grab those two and put those front to back with the other two and make ourselves a little bridge. Also, you're going to see these crates all over the island, and we can use our axe and chop those down and get what's inside. Arrows, sometimes food. Let's grab this Zonai charge. While we're at it, this wood. Okay, so let's take our bridge. And let's bring it on over and set it across so we can get to the other section. Also, I noticed there's another axe over here, so I'm going to go grab that. Let's make some room for it. Alright, let's cross over and keep heading towards the next shrine. Alright, let's look at the map for a second, make sure we're going in the right direction. Yeah. I want to head straight across to the pink one and then the red. Alright, before we go forward though, I want to show you, you're going to see these floating platforms up here. Up in the Great Sky Island, and we can move them with our Ultrahand and they'll continue to float. And we can move them and place them in ways so that we can get from one place to another, like bridge across to this other section here. So we're going to come across here because I know that there's a chest waiting for us. Alright, another piece of amber. Soon we'll be able to use these things, but for right now we're just collecting. Alright, let's head back over and be on our way. Continue our way to the second shrine. So we just want to cross this bridge. Keep heading straight. And grab this bow and arrows. Now, if you talk to this construct, he's going to teach us how to hunt. But we're not really going to do that. Yeah, he can shoot these like ostrich-looking things. I missed. I failed. Alright, let's keep going. Let's break down this crate, get some arrows. Now, not only can we roast things by the fire, but we can also sit and change the time of day. So you can pass time to morning, noon, night. Up here in the Sky Island, I prefer when it's nighttime because you can see things so much clearer. Your enemies and also just things that are glimmering that we can grab. So I'm going to make it nighttime, and you'll notice by the clock that 9 p.m. is when night starts. Alright, let's keep heading in the direction towards the next shrine. There's Rauru again. Let's talk to him for a sec. Basically, he's just telling us that we're going to hear this chime in the morning and at nighttime, 2 times a day. That's what that chime you hear in the background means. Alright, so we're going to come down here. Get everything that's in these crates. Can never have too many arrows. Let's get a Zonai charge. And then this construct basically teaches us how to cook. but I'm not going to talk to him. I'll just show you how to cook. So unlike roasting by the fire, you can cook meals. And cooking meals gives you even more power than roasting. So if we grab some of these apples we have here, and we'll grab 4 of them. And if we throw them in the cooking pot, you'll see now that it cooks a meal. And that meal will give us 4 hearts. So this is the ultimate way to use the food we have. Here's some mushrooms. We cook those together. Not only will they give us hearts, but it will also give us the characteristics of those mushrooms. So it's going to give us 3.5 hearts, and it's going to give us a speed up power for 3.5 minutes. So this is the power of cooking meals. So roasting is okay when you have an open fire, but when you have a cooking pot, take advantage of it. All right, let's keep moving in the right direction. We're almost to that giant lake. All right, and there's our shrine right there. Okay, so this is there are some enemies right there, and there's a special type of chest. When you see it glowing purple like that, what that means is that we can't get into that chest until we kill all the enemies that are guarding it. So we're going to take out all these enemies. Now, I don't want to fight all 4 of them at once, so I'm going to try to sneak up and maybe use my bow and arrow and take out one at a time. And try not to alert them, because then they'll all come rushing over and attack me at once. And I definitely don't want that. Oh, he set off the alarm. It's too late. They're all going to come for me now. Okay. All right, grab his weapon. All right, they don't see me yet. So let's grab all these extra weapons I've got sitting around here. A rusty shield. So this is showing us how to swap shields. Let's grab this sword, because it's the strongest thing we're going to have. And that's really going to help me take out these 2 guys here. Okay. One more to go. And now you're gonna hear the special music, and that basically means that you have unlocked the chest. So we're gonna grab everything here first. And let's see what they gave us here. Opal. Very good. Powerful stone. Alright, so basically we have to get from high up here down to the level below. But I'm just noticing that there's one of these characters over here. So you're going to see these characters throughout the game. They're called Koroks, and whenever you see one of these, they're basically saying that they've lost, they're crying boo-hoo, they've basically lost touch with their friend, and they need your help getting to their friend, and they usually show you where their friend is. There's like green smoke, and you have to get them over there. So we're going to help them, because we were going in that direction anyway. And then when we get him over there, he's going to give us 2 Korok seeds. And those are going to be very useful later in the game. All right, so I'm going to take a couple logs here. I think I'm going to need 3 to make a little platform to get us across. So I'm going to cut this tree down. Oh, let's grab this stamella shroom. We can make this into a meal that gives us extra stamina. Now we have a decent sized platform, and we're going to take the hook and attach it so that we can put it on the rail and get us across. Alright, so I'm going to move this over near the railing. I'm not going to put it on the railing yet because it'll start to go down. And then we have to use Ultrahand to grab our friend here because we can't pick him up. And we're basically going to glue him to the front of the platform. And then I'll just put it up on the rail and we'll ride over. And then just reunite him with his friend. And they give you 2 Korok seeds, which are very, very important later in the game. Alright, let's grab this Zonai charge. And then it looks like there's something over here for us. I'm just going to run over up these stairs and see if there's anything for us up here. Yeah, some crates with some arrows. Alright, so we basically need to get to this next place, and we can use what we made already and just grab it off of that railing, and then we're going to attach it on this other railing and go over to this other island here. One step closer to getting to the shrine. This is basically going to bring us to the big lake. Alright, almost there. We just have to get across this big lake here. We definitely don't have enough stamina to swim across. Alright, let's take this guy out. So you can grab that thick stick if you want. I don't really like two-handed weapons, so I'm going to leave it behind, but you can grab it if you'd like. So, how are we going to get across? Well, there's some parts over there for us, and you're going to notice that there's a wind. There's kind of a strong wind blowing across here, right? So we're going to come over here and build ourselves a sailboat. You're going to notice there's a few logs. I'm going to need a third one. So I'm going to chop down. Oh yeah, there's a bigger... They left us a bigger axe here. So let's grab that. And then here's our first non-construct enemies. These are choo-choo jellies. And blue ones are water choo-choo jellies. And they have qualities of water. We can't do anything with them right now, but they'll become useful in the future. Alright, let's chop down another tree. And make a 3-tree raft, and you can see that there's a sail there. So we're basically going to make a sailboat. Oh, and there's a Korok frond, and you can basically use these in a meal, or you can attach them to a weapon, and they basically create wind. So you can wave it around and create wind with it. But we're going to use the wind that we already have here, and we're going to put this sail on here. And we're going to take advantage of that strong wind that's blowing across the lake. So here's the tricky part. You basically have to place it right in the water in front of this bridge, and then you got to jump on really, really quick because it's going to start moving across. Oh, and I almost fell off it. Alright, so let's sail across and get to shrine number 2. Okay, let's run over here. I think there's a few things for us. Oh, there's another water choo-choo. Alright, so basically there's a staircase over here for us. Let's take out this choo-choo. And, oh, there's an enemy over there. And let's just ignore him. He didn't see us anyway. Alright, shrine number 2. The In Issa Shrine. Alright, so this is where the In Issa Shrine is on the map. It's in the southwest. Okay, Rauru's going to meet us inside and give us another power.
Ah.
Okay, the fuse power. Another awesome power.
Hmm. Hmm.
Alright, so to use the ability, you hit the left button. And then you sort of choose what you want to fuse to it. So basically what it allows us to do is to take a weapon and then fuse something to that weapon to make it a stronger weapon. So I'm going to grab this sword here. And then we're going to run over to this giant rock. And we're going to use our fuse ability to fuse it to our sword. So now instead of it being a sword, it's a boulder hammer. So it actually transforms it into a different weapon. And it also makes it stronger than it was. And now we're going to use this to smash the rock wall. Now when you come up over here, you're going to see there's these 4 rock pillars. One of them has a chest on it. So we're going to smash this one over here. Let's see what they gave us. Alright, some arrows. Alright, so let's head into this room over here. And you're going to see something we haven't seen yet. And these are called fire fruits. Now, these can be attached to an arrow and turn our arrows into fire arrows. You can also fuse them to weapons if you want to, but the main way to use these is to make fire arrows. And the reason they're giving them to us now is because in the back of the room, there's a chest way up on the wall there on a platform. We can't get to it, but if we take one of our fire fruits and we attach it to an arrow, and we can fire it up there, catch the leaves on fire, and then the platform will come down and so will our chest. So not only can we attach fire fruits, we can attach anything to an arrow. And that just gave us the ability to do that. So once you get the fuse ability, you can fuse things to weapons. You can also fuse things to arrows. And we're going to do that with some of our weapons here. I'm going to take one of these wooden sticks, and then I'm going to fuse it to something in my inventory here. And if we take this amber and we attach it, it's going to make our weapon much stronger. So I'm going to grab a couple of those. I'm going to grab a couple of these soldier construct horns, drop them on the floor, and we're going to make some better weapons by using the fuse control. Yeah, and just switch and keep fusing. And now you'll see the strength of our weapons is doubled. It also makes them more durable, so they last longer. Cool, so look at our weapons now. We've doubled the strength of our weapons that easily. So the fuse power is an awesome power to have. And let's go up to the door here and use our key that we got from the chest. Alright, when we come up here, there's going to be a construct that wants to fight. And he's in a pile of leaves over there, so I'm going to fire a fire arrow into these leaves and hopefully do some damage on him before he gets to me. And then I'm going to take him out once he gets near me. So he's already done a lot of damage. Let's grab all the parts. Ah, construct bow. This is a great, powerful bow. All we've had is wooden bows so far, so this is great. Much stronger. And let's collect the rest of his parts here. And now I want to come up over here because there's some great things to fuse up here. I'm going to grab this long stick. Got to throw something away. And I'm going to fuse it to one of these giant thorns, I guess you'd call them. Spikes. And then I want to make another weapon with these spikes, but everything is fused. So we're able to unfuse anything that's already fused. You select the weapon, and then you basically choose destroy fused material, and it will leave the original weapon, and then you can fuse it with something new and make a more powerful weapon. So wanted you to be able to see that. It's a really powerful thing to do. All right, let's finish out the shrine. Alright, as soon as we get out of the shrine, this construct wants to talk to us. And he's got something for us that he forgot to give us before. And basically, this is a pack that we wear on our side that basically hold energy cells. And it can hold up to 8. We have 1 right now. And basically, these are used to power Zonai devices that we don't have any yet, but we're gonna get some soon. So he's basically giving us our first energy cell so that we can use Zonai devices. And he's basically telling us I have some associates down there that are going to show you all about that. Alright, over to the right here, you're going to notice there's some sort of broken up boulders over here. Whenever you see that, you can usually smash them, and there's something behind. So in this case, there's a chest. And we got some arrows. Sometimes it's an entrance to a cave, so you always want to try to smash those when you see those. Alright, we're going to head down here and then try to find his associates. and learn about these Zonai devices. And we've got a few enemies to take out as we go. This is why spears are my favorite weapons, because you don't have to get close to them at all. And these guys are preoccupied trying to kill the choo-choos, so easy to take out. And the choo-choos. Just look around, make sure we're not missing anything. Alright, I think there's 2 or 3 enemies down here. And also a chest over to the left somewhere. So we're going to grab all that. Try not to catch ourselves on fire in the process. And yeah, there's a chest over here on this rock. Soldier Reaper. We already have one of those, so we're just going to leave it. Alright, let's head into this cave. And you'll see that it, as soon as you go in, it discovers it, and then it will put it on your map. Alright, we're going to grab these bright bloom seeds. They're really great to throw and light up a cave, light up dark spaces. Alright, let's look at the map and see where we're headed. Just so we're going in the right direction. Alright, let's take out these keys. And Keese eyeballs and wings are really important to have, so you always want to collect them. And now we've got some gemstones here. And if you break these up, there's usually gems inside. Sometimes precious gems, sometimes rock salt. Alright, here's... Okay, so in every cave in this game, you're going to see one of these. These are called bubble frogs. And if you shoot them, they give you a bubble gem. And we want to collect all the bubble gems in the game. We can cash them in later for really great stuff. So just remember, every cave that you go into, find the bubble frog. Sometimes they're hiding. Alright, we got some amber that time. So here's another one of those broken rock walls. Let's smash it open. Alright, we got some gemstones here. Now the ones that are sort of sparkly silver, that's usually rock salt and flint. But the ones that are glowing sort of yellow-orangish usually give us precious stones like this. Ruby and amber. Alright, grab these bright bloom seeds. Alright, let's keep heading out here. And it looks like we have another chest here. And we get a shirt. So now when we put that on, you'll see that our defense goes up to 2. Better than none. We're definitely going to get much stronger armor in the game as we go. Alright, so this brings us to the outside. Now we have to get across this lake here. And there's no wind. And there's nothing to make a sailboat. So we're going to come over here and notice we have some new things over here. These are Zonai devices. And if you talk to those constructs, they'll tell you how to use them, but I'm going to show you now. So basically that's what our battery pack is for. To help us fuel these Zonai devices and use them. In this case, these are fans. So because we have no wind, we're going to use these fans to get across. First we need to make a raft. And we're just going to make our 3-log raft like we have been. And then I'm going to take 2 of these fans. And I'm going to attach it to the back. And that's how we're going to get across. And all you need to do to activate a Zonai device is hit it with your sword. And as long as you have that battery pack on, they'll go as long as that battery lasts. Now, we only have 1. So, you know, it's not going to last that long, but it's enough power to get us across the lake. So we'll just put this in the water here, jump on, and then we just hit it with our sword. Like that. And if you want to turn them off, you just hit them with your sword again. Alright, these are stam bulbs. These are great. These we cook up and they give us extra stamina. And there's a whole bunch over here, so I'm just going to grab them all. Also a stamella shroom, same thing. And I think I might actually cook these up. So you'll notice over here by the cooking pot, there's flint by the wood. And if you strike it with a sword, it'll start the wood on fire. So let's cook up these stam bulbs and make ourselves something that will give us extra stamina. And the stamina shrooms too. We'll mix them together. It should make us a meal that gives us a lot of extra stamina there. 1.5 wheels of stamina. Plus 5 hearts. Let's get what's in these crates. Alright, let's keep heading up. I'm going to grab this stamella shroom first. And we're just going to keep heading up the stairs. I'm just going to look on the map here and see where we are. Yeah, we're underneath this platform. That's sort of over our head. So we're going to keep going through until we get to the next shrine. I'm going to take out these choo-choos. Keep heading up the stairs. Until we get to this cave up here. So before we go in the cave, there's 3 constructs over here that I want to take out because there's a special chest for us to get. Yeah, you can see there's the chest with the glowing eyes. So let's take these 3 out and get the chest. It's funny, like, it didn't do any damage, but the wind blew me back. Oh, now he changed weapons, so now he's got a sword. But it's too late. He's dead. Alright, let's go check out our special chest. Collect all this stuff. Got another construct bow. I'm going to grab that. Alright, what did they give us this time? Hopefully something good. Alright, opal. Yeah, the opal is a elemental stone that creates water. So it can be used as a water weapon. And we're definitely going to need some water weapons in the future. Alright, over here there's some weapons for us. So I'm going to grab this rusty shield. And I'm going to grab this rusty broadsword because it's stronger than the other weapons we have. Alright, so we're going to go in this cave. Now there's two ways we can go. We can either walk through, and it's a really dark cave, so we could use our bright bloom seeds, or we could grab one of these train cars, put a fan on the back, and that's what I'm going to do, and just ride our way all the way in. Alright, so this is the mining cave, and this is some place we can revisit often. And you'll see why. So, we kind of have to talk to this construct. He won't let us go without talking to him. And he kind of explains to us what bright bloom seeds are. And there's three ways you can use them. You can throw them, you can shoot them with an arrow, or if you just see one sitting on the ground, you can hit it with your sword or your weapon, and it will light up the whole place. So I'm going to show you that as soon as I'm done talking to him. Okay, so you can throw them. I'm going to do that now.
Yeah.
And you see it, as soon as it hits, it lights up the place. You can also just hit one on the ground. So if you see one sitting there, you can just hit it. Or you can shoot it with an arrow. And if you have a lot of extra arrows, that's great, but, you know, it is wasting an arrow. Alright, let's light this place up a little more. Oh, and there's our bubble frog. Let's get him. Because even though this isn't your traditional cave, it's a mining cave. Every single cave has a bubble frog. Alright. And here you're going to see we've got some new stones we've never seen before. They sort of glow greenish and they have holes in it. And basically, when you hit them, you get zonate. And zonate is a mineral that we can trade in to get other things. So you're going to find that out as soon as we farm all the rest of this zonate here. I think in this cave there's about 40 pieces altogether, 42 pieces, something like that. So we're just going to farm all that first. And then there's going to be some constructs in the next room that are going to tell us what we can do with the zonate. Now we just broke our hammer. But they give us all the supplies here. They give us sticks and stones right here to make our own. They make it really easy for us. All right, so I'm going to farm the rest of this, and then I'm going to talk to these guys. And I think there's a few more over here. So what we're going to find out is that this isn't just a mine. This is also a forge and a processing place. So this is a forge construct, and he's basically going to tell us what Zone 8 is, which is a mineral, which is what I already told you. And basically, his job is to process it. And when he's done processing it, it turns into Zone 8 charges and Zone 8 crystals. Now, Zone 8 charges we can buy by trading in our Zone 8. And these Zone 8 charges is what we use in a dispensary to get things, to get some Zone 8 devices. Now, the Zone 8 crystals are a different thing. Once we get 100 of these, we can trade them in and get another energy cell for our energy cell holder that we're wearing on the side there. And that'll help us use Zone 8 devices longer. So, in order to move forward in the story, we're going to go talk to this guy over here. And he's going to actually give us some Zone 8 devices after he sort of explains to us what Zone 8 devices are. But we already kind of know that. So we already know, because we went to a dispensary already, what the Zone 8 devices are. But he just explains it to us, and then he gives us 3 free ones. 3 fans. And then he lectures us a little bit. All right, so what we're going to do, and the reason he gave us these fans is because we need to go up to the next level on these rails, and there's no fans down here. So we're going to grab one of our fans. And this just tells us how to take it out quickly. We're going to attach it to one of these rail cars. And then I'm going to take it up these rails to the next level. Basically, that's how we get up to where the next shrine is. Basically, it's going to take us up those rails up to the next level. All right, let's look on the map, see where we are. Okay, so basically we have to go across to these rails over here and kind of do the same thing and make our way up. But since we already built the cart with the fan, I'm going to grab it so we can reuse it instead of building a new one. I'm going to take this over to the next area. I'm going to grab these crates. And let's initiate this dispensary. If you don't go to the dispensary, it doesn't show up on your map, so I like to at least do 1 or 2 rounds of Zone A charges just to get whatever I can and initiate it on my map. And usually when we go to a new one, it gives us something new we haven't gotten before. So let's see what it gives us. All right, portable pot. That's very useful. So if you're not anywhere near a cooking pot, you can just take one of those out and cook a meal. Flame emitters are awesome to make weapons out of. Also to use when you're using a balloon. And that shows us what's at this dispensary and how many we have. Oh, and here's another one of those Korok guys who wants to get to his friend. So we're going to help him out. And he's right over there. We have to go over there anyway, so why not bring him? I'm going to grab him and use my Ultrahand and attach him to the front of the cart. And we'll just take him over to his friend. Get your 2 Korok seeds. All right, I'm gonna grab these crates. There's a chest up here for us and another crate. Great. Piece of Zone 8. And you know, I know it takes a little extra time to go around collecting things, but you will really be happy that you did later. Alright, so basically if you look up here, you can see in order to get to this next level, there's a track, but only one side of the track works. One side is broken. So we have to take our cart and we have to attach a hook to it so that we can go up that one rail. Oh, and I messed up. I put on the hook the wrong way. All right, let me fix that. Alright, and it's a little tricky to get in it because it's kind of off the ground. So I had to try a couple times to actually get in the cart. It wasn't letting me climb. I had to climb the rock and get in. There we go. All right, let's look at the map. All right, we just have a little bit more to go. Let's grab these Zonai charges. I think there's a chest up here for us. So in order to really get up to where we need to go, we've got to go through a cave and go underneath that whole section. So we just have to go down over here, and you see the cave there. So I'm going to come over here and just jump in the water. Now we're not going to go near that. That's a giant construct monster that we definitely can't defeat yet. We're going to go in this cave here, and before that we're going to grab these peppers. So these spicy peppers can be made into a meal that protect us from the cold. And we're going to need that because where we're going is covered in snow and very cold. Some more right here. And then we're going to come over here and cook those up. And you'll see that it's going to make us a meal that's going to give us protection from the cold for a certain amount of time. So 12.5 minutes. Now there's 3 different levels of cold protection, but this only gives us level 1, but it's all we need really. Now we're going to come over here and break these rocks. And behind there is another section of the cave. And it's important you come in here. There's things we need. So if you break this, we're going to get a very important ruby. And what the ruby does is it will create fire on a weapon, or it'll create heat on a shield. So we're going to grab our rusty shield and we're going to fuse a ruby to it. Matter of fact, I'm going to take out 2 of them and I'm going to make a weapon too. Now you don't want to attach this to wood because it will obviously catch it on fire. So only metal weapons. Okay, so now I have a fire shield and a fire weapon. And I want you to notice the difference with the temperature gauge. So right now, it's got me almost in the red. If I take this off and I take the weapon off, you'll see that it's much colder. So it just goes to show you like how these 2 things are going to really protect us in the cold areas. All right, so let's go back out here and we're going to head up. I'm going to take out these keys. All right, and back over here, there's a little tiny hole into another part of the cave. And we're going to go down here because our bubble frog is going to be down there. All right, then we'll just head back up. And then we're going to go up to the right. Oh, I got away from my stamina. Alright, some more peppers. Alright, we'll just keep going up and out. And everything's covered in snow and very cold. But we're protected now. We don't even need our spicy pepper meals. But I just want to show you how cold it is here. If I take off the weapon and I take off the shield, check out how cold it is here. So that's how great having these ruby weapons and ruby shields are. And you're going to continue to use them throughout the game. Alright, let's take out... This is an ice choo-choo. And you can use that, attach that to an arrow and freeze whoever you're shooting it at. It's called a white choo-choo, but it's an ice choo-choo to me. Alright. Not that far to go, just a straight line to the shrine. There's a couple of enemies over here we got to take out. And because you're in a cold place, if you hit them with a fire weapon, it literally takes them out instantly. There's no effort. Alright, let's grab what's in these crates. And keep heading up. So we need to go to the top of that icy mountain there, but we can't climb up it because it's solid ice. So what we're going to do is head down here. And there's a cave that brings us up. We're going to take this guy out first. And get some choo-choos at the same time. Because I hit the choo-choo near him, it froze him, which is cool. Oh, this one's really tough. Alright, so this is a flame emitter. And I think I'm going to grab... Yeah, let's grab this bow. And then I'm going to grab this long stick. So I'm going to take this long stick and I'm going to fuse it to the flame emitter and basically make a flame spear. Alright, let's go in this cave here. Bottomless cave. And grab these. I just saw the bubble frog up there. But let's grab these new flowers. They're called bomb flowers. Amazing. You can attach them to an arrow and make a bomb arrow. And they are super powerful. Alright, let's take this guy out. Alright, I'm failing over here. There we go. Alright, and because I know that these white shimmery stones are really usually rock salt or flint, I'm not even going to bother with it. Up over here, there's a chest. Some more bomb flowers. Alright, a piece of amber. Okay, when we come up here, we're gonna see a new enemy called a like. And they're usually stuck in a wall like this. And they're not that harmful, at least these ones aren't. They can't touch us unless we get too close. But basically what I like to do is I usually shoot a fire arrow into their mouth. And usually it makes them stick this big tongue out. And then you sort of go for the tongue. You can either shoot it or stab it. And then sometimes, yeah, it's not enough, so it closes back up. You have to basically do the same thing. And once it sticks the tongue out, you can finish him. And then they drop a couple things, and usually a chest. And I have no idea why they're called likes. All right, an opal. Cool. So we'll keep heading up. And right at the top here, to the left, there's another like. So same thing. Flame arrow. Shoot the tongue. Okay, another opal, and then there's another chest back here for us. Another flame emitter. Okay, cool. Grab all this stuff here. And this is a flame emitter shield. So I think I'm going to take it. It's really cool. All you have to do is pull out your shield and it shoots flames at people. It doesn't keep you warm though, so I'm putting my ruby shield back on. And here we are. We're finally getting there. It's right above us. Oh, another ice choo-choo. I'll take him out with our flame spear. So we're going to come up over here, and you're going to notice that it's all ice, so we can't climb up. So basically what we need to do is just take a couple logs, put them back to back, and make ourselves something tall enough that we can climb up there. So I think I just need one more. And I'm just going to attach it so that it's as straight as possible. And then I'm just going to grab it and sort of wedge it right up here in the corner. Right there. And then just climb up it. And finally we arrive at shrine number 3. The Gutanbac Shrine. Alright, so let's check out where it is on the map. All the way to the east. And once again, we're met by Rauru, and he's got one more thing to give us.
Ah.
All right, the power to ascend.
Hmm. Hmm.
The ability to rise. Okay, so we're going to use our new power. We're just going to come up over here and activate it. And when it turns green, that means you can ascend. When it's not quite green and it's red, you cannot ascend. And also there's a height limit. Like it won't let me ascend way up there. So there's definitely a height limit in which it's effective. And if it's too high, it won't let you ascend either. All right, so over here we've got two different columns. A small one, which has a chest on it. So we're going to ascend up. Stone axe. We already have plenty of those. And then we're just going to ascend up this tall one and go up to the next level. And also notice when you ascend, it gives you the option of hitting the B button and going back down in case you're in a dangerous situation and you're not ready for it. We are, so we're going to go ahead and ascend and take out this construct. All right, if you notice, there's a chest up there, but those crates are in the way, so we're just going to burn them and then just ascend up. Cool, another construct bow. All right, we're going to come over here. You're going to see this like drawbridge looking thing. And we're just going to shoot the lines so that it comes down and then we can ascend up it. And now there's like a moving platform. And we've got to ascend twice. Up to the moving platform and then up again once it overlaps that other platform. I'm going to try to do it all at once, but I don't know if I'm fast enough. Yeah, no. It's going too fast. All right, let's finish out the shrine and get our third blessing. Okay, Rauru's going to come back and tell us now that we have enough power, we should be able to go back to the Temple of Time and open the door. Alright, so obviously we can't just jump down and go to the Temple of Time, so what we're going to do is use our new power. We're going to come over here to this ledge. And we're going to ascend up. And there's actually something in this little mini cave for us. A sort of prize for completing the 3rd shrine. And it's a chest. And inside it has something we could have used a long time ago. Yeah, a pair of archaic warm greaves. So basically, cold resistant pants. I'm going to put those on now. Grab this zonite charge. And then out here, you're going to see we have a dispensary. So I'm just going to go and ascend up to that. And let's activate it and see what it gives us. I'm going to throw 5 more in. I usually like to throw 10 in there. Then it will give you sort of a variety of everything that it has. Alright, let's see what it's giving us. Yeah, this is a new thing. So they call it a wing, but it's really a glider. It's like a giant glider. And we need that now, because that's what we're going to use to get down there. Alright, so that's what it has in this dispenser. Alright, and before we head down, I'm going to grab this floating platform. Reposition it so that we can get up over here, because I know there's a chest up here for us. So I'm going to put it like that and ascend up to it. And more wings. But we're definitely going to need wings. Alright, so that's where we're headed, the Temple of Time. And you can see that this is updated and is basically telling us we need to head back now because we should have enough power to open the door. So down here, you'll notice there's a few gliders and there's a couple of rails. And you need these rails in order to fly on a glider. So I'm going to grab this and put it over here. But we also need to attach a fan to it because we're far away and we need a fan in order to get all the way over to the Temple of Time. So I'm going to throw a fan on the back and then position it in this groove. And we'll fly over. So in order to steer a glider, it depends on where you're standing. So if you stand in the middle, it doesn't go anywhere. If you stand in the front, it goes down. You stand on the left, it goes left. You stand on the right, it goes right. So I'm going to sort of point this downward because I want to land in the water here. And the battery ran out anyway. So I'm just going to jump in the water here and swim over. Stop off at this lily pad and restore our stamina. All right, let's head up to the Temple of Time and open this door. All right, we did it. The closed door is complete. Now you're going to notice up here something we saw in the intro of this. This sort of glowing seed looking thing. Let's go check it out. All right, so basically the spirit of Zelda grabs our arm and gives us our fourth power. And it's the power of recall. And then she vanishes. Yeah, so basically it'll reverse any object. And we're going to use it right now. All right, so we're going to use this new ability right now in order to get up these wheels. So you notice they're moving in a certain direction, and we're just going to do recall and have them move backwards. And that's going to help us get up to the next level of this temple. And then we're going to stop it. And then we're going to use it on this one. And this brings us up to this goddess-looking statue. And there's a door behind her. Let's go open it. And of course, once again, another door we can't open. And then Rauru basically tells us that we're not strong enough to open this door. And then he just remembered there's another shrine on the island that will give us more power so we can open the door. And of course, he's telling us this now when we came all the way back. And then basically, if we bring 4 blessings to the goddess will give us another heart. And then we should be able to open this door. Again, all these things he could have told us before. So, he's going to take our Pura pad and he's going to show us where this final 4th shrine is on the island. Also now he's activated these blue areas at the shrine and where we awoke, and we can fast travel to any one of these places now. So then he puts the gold orb there. That's where we need to go for the final shrine. So now that he's upgraded our Pura pad, we can fast travel to any one of these blue markers on the map, whether it be a shrine or the Room of Awakening, and we no longer have to trek the long way. So I'm going to come over here to the Room of Awakening, and that's going to bring me the closest to this 4th shrine. Okay, so here we are back in the Room of Awakening where we started. And before, we weren't able to go anywhere else. We didn't have any powers. So now that we do, we're going to come over here. We're going to ascend up to this platform. And then we're going to use recall on these wheels. And that's going to lead us to this little cave where the 4th shrine is. Nachoyah Shrine. Now there's a construct over there that we don't need to talk to yet, but we will come back and talk to him at some point. Alright, let's look on the map and see where this is. Alright, the 4th shrine on the island, down south, the Nachoyah Shrine. Right, so Rauru doesn't actually meet us in this shrine because Zelda gave us this final ability to rewind, so we're going to go use it. So down here it's really easy. You see these rafts are coming down the river. We're just going to recall them, jump on, and take it back where it came from. And I'm just going to jump on this platform here. And then I'm going to disengage it. And then you're going to notice that when you come over here, there's some that are coming off the waterfall. So we're going to do the same thing and ride those up the waterfall. Whoa. And then just run over to this platform here. Disengage it. And come into the next section here. Pretty self-explanatory. There's a chest up there, so we're just going to recall this wheel. All right, let's ride it back down. And then you're going to see these clock hands. And when they align, the gate opens. So we're going to basically recall them when they line up. And then they'll stay stuck together for a certain period of time. And then we can run through the door. Now let's get our 4th blessing. Okay, let's head outside, and you're going to notice when we get out there, there's a couple of gliders. And this time, because we're so high up on the map, we don't actually need to put a fan on the glider. we can just throw it in the groove and just glide there. Wait till you see how high up we are. So I'm going to move to the front and sort of glide down at the sharpest angle I can. And sort of steer it over to that giant lake next to the Temple of Time if I can. Oh! I accidentally jumped off the side. Oh well. Plan B. Glide down to whatever body of water is closest and land there. And then walk the rest of the way. Hopefully you were able to glide all the way there. Alright, so I'm going to make my way back to the Temple of Time, and I'll meet you there. Alright, here we are, back at the Temple of Time. And now we'll just do like we did before, use recall to get to the back room. Okay, now you notice the goddess is glowing because she knows you have 4 blessings. So before we try to open the door, talk to the goddess. And then she's going to ask you if you want to get another heart container. And you say yes. Basically, from now on, every time you get 4 blessings from the shrines, you can come to a goddess and she'll offer you either a heart container, which is the only option we have now, or she'll offer you a stamina container. So, you know, this time the only option we have is to get a heart because we want to open the door. And we did it. We're finally strong enough. Now Rauru is going to come and talk to us and give us his final message to us.
Ah, good. I see you have managed to open the door. You haven't fully recovered yet, but that is to be expected. You were almost beyond saving. By visiting the shrines and receiving their blessings, you have mitigated some of the corruption's effects. Though our time together has been brief, I am so happy that we finally met. You are exactly as Zelda said.
Oh, thanks, Rauru.
I've done everything I can for her. Now it is up to you.
And that'll be the last time we see Rauru. Beautiful send-off. Okay, well, there's only one way to go. And that's forward. So our quest got updated. And we have new instructions. We basically have to go to the end of this platform now. And in order to do that, they don't look like... Looks like we have to jump, but we don't. Just come down here. and then go to the end of the platform and ascend up, and just do that a couple times. And that'll lead us... And now at the end of the platform, you see there's a glowing orb. Let's go check it out. So Zelda once again comes, except for this time she takes our damaged sword and disappears. And now the game gives us sort of a hint into where it might have went. And how we're going to get it back. But I'm not going to give that away.
Link. Link. You must find me.
Okay, so Zelda called to us, and now we updated our adventure log, and it put another golden dot on the map, but not up here. Now it's down there in the kingdom of Hyrule. And we haven't been down there yet. It's the first time we'll be leaving the Great Sky Island. So let's dive and glide down. And I'm just going to head to this body of water that's sort of further out. Okay, well, we made it to Hyrule Kingdom. And I think that's going to be it for this video. We took care of the Great Sky Island. We got our first 4 shrines. We got our 4 abilities. And in the next video, we're going to explore Hyrule Kingdom and get to Lookout Landing. Alright, that's it for this video. Gaming with Uncle Greg. And don't forget to follow, like, and share.